Members of the fourth estate, Zimbabweans. Today, the 1st of July 2025, His Excellency the President, Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, chaired the 19th Cabinet meeting, and the following issues, among others, were considered and approved. Cabinet approved the update on the status of the Independence Day commemorations and the Children's Party legacy projects across provinces, as well as the proposed venue for the 46th Independence Day and the 2026 Children's Party. The government of Zimbabwe has made significant strides in implementing legacy projects initiated during Independence Day and Children's Party celebrations across various provinces. The government of Zimbabwe remains committed to replicating this initiative in the remaining provinces. The legacy projects include clinics, bridges, schools, roads, and supporting infrastructure under a strategy to ensure sustainable development in the host province and thereby transform livelihoods in communities. In this regard, a budget of United States dollars 2.5 million was approved in order to finalize outstanding works in Manicaland and Mashonaland central provinces. Additionally, United States dollars were also allocated, which will be disbursed in order to support legacy projects in Midlands provinces amounting to 32.5 million, which will ensure completion of the outstanding works. Regarding the 46th Independence Day and the Children's Party celebrations, Cabinet also approved the Maphisa open space in Matobo district in Matabeleland South province to host the event. This strategic selection leverages Maphisa's profound historical significance and multifaceted benefits. Notably, the event will catalyze infrastructure development, including the rehabilitation of key roads such as the Gwanda-Maphisa and the Bulawayo-Maphisa roads. The Bulawayo-Maphisa road will be extended to Mpoeng on the border with Botswana in order to ensure regional connectivity, fostering economic growth, and promoting social cohesion. Cabinet considered and approved the priority projects for the second 100-day cycle of 2025. A total of 213 projects were submitted for implementation under the second 100-day cycle, which commenced on the 15th of May 2025 and ends on the 23rd of August 2025. The selected priority projects are strategic and will meaningfully contribute to the implementation of the National Development Strategy 1, which is the 2021 to 2025 period in pursuit of Vision 2030 aspirations. These projects were selected based on the 100-day cycle set criteria and are citizen-centric in terms of high impact and can be implemented rapidly at low risk. Of the 213 projects that were submitted, a total of 78 projects are ongoing and the rest are new. The projects are distributed across the 25 ministries and provinces as follows: Bulawayo Metropolitan Province 37, Harare Metropolitan Province 65, Mashonaland Central 42, Mashonaland East 50, Mashonaland West 48, Masvingo Province 47, Manicaland Province 60, Midlands Province 54, Matabeleland North 58, and Matabeleland South 50. Some projects are replicated in more than one province. A total of 89 projects are derived from the resolutions of the ZANU-PF 21st National People's Conference, while at least 5 are from Binga development initiatives. 2 projects are emanating from an MOU which the Republic of Zimbabwe signed with the People's Republic of China. The monitoring of projects will be continuous and will include site visits, validation, and the utilization of e-monitoring platforms such as the Executive Electronic Dashboard, which is now linked to the whole of government approach performance management system. A performance report will be compiled at the end of the cycle to highlight progress and share the success stories. Cabinet considered and approved the update in terms of the preparations for the 2025 Heroes Day commemorations and the Defense Forces Day celebrations. The government of Zimbabwe is gearing up for the 2025 Heroes Day commemorations, which are scheduled for Monday, the 11th of August 2025. The main event will take place at the National Hero Circle in Harare, with provincial commemorations being held concurrently across the country. Preparations have already commenced, including the compilation of an updated list of national heroes and heroines, with 222 families expected to attend the main event. The Defense Forces Day celebrations will be held at Rufaro Stadium in Harare on the 12th of August 2025 under the theme Zimbabwe Defense Forces, guaranteeing a conducive environment for the attainment of Vision 2030. The day will feature a range of activities including community assistance week, a military parade, military displays, and entertainment by selected groups. A soccer match between the Zimbabwe Defense Forces select team and the regional select team is also planned for the celebrations. Cabinet considered and approved the proposed honors and awards for the year 2025. The government of Zimbabwe has shortlisted 3 exceptional individuals for conferment with honors and awards at this year's ceremony, which will coincide with the National Heroes Day commemorations. The recipients include Dr. Vladimir Shubin, who is the former head of the Africa section of the Soviet Afro-Asian Solidarity Committee, who received the Royal Order of Munumtapa. Chidudu Innocent, a teenager who bravely rescued 2 children from a burning house in Bindura, who will be awarded the Silver Cross of Zimbabwe, and Dr. Madeleine Nyamwanza, the first female African medical doctor in Zimbabwe, who will receive the Robert Gabriel Mugabe Commendation Award for Service in Human Capital Development. In line with the government's commitment to recognizing the contributions of veterans of the liberation struggle, 2,000 eligible veterans will be conferred with independence medals through the respective ministers of state for provincial affairs and devolution. This initiative aims to honor their outstanding service and sacrifices during the liberation struggle. Additionally, eligible civil servants who have rendered distinguished service will be gazetted and issued with medals in phases, ensuring that their contributions are also duly recognized. Cabinet considered and approved the establishment of the Pathways to Reintegration Foundation. The government of Zimbabwe is facilitating the establishment of the Pathways to Reintegration Foundation, a private voluntary organization to superintend in terms of the integration process. The foundation will augment the efforts by the Zimbabwe Prisons and Correctional Services through innovative and comprehensive rehabilitation and reintegration initiatives. The foundation will partner with the private sector, local and international organizations in the development of programs that meet the needs of inmates and ex-inmates, being supported by prison officers and the community. The establishment of the foundation is being inspired by similar successful initiatives in other jurisdictions such as Nigeria, Singapore, and the United States of America and Fiji. The Pathways to Reintegration Foundation is premised on Ubuntu, a principle that encourages collaborative efforts to dismantle stigma, facilitate successful reintegration, and ultimately build a more inclusive and harmonious society for all. The foundation will have 4 cluster-based programs intended for inmates, ex-inmates, communities, and correctional officers. The program will cover the following content: primary, secondary, and tertiary education, community engagement and education, wellness, mental health and psychosocial support, job placement and entrepreneurship, digital education and e-learning, and the parole system. Under the legislative program, Cabinet considered and approved the Biological and Toxin Weapon Crimes Bill of 2025. The main objective of the bill is to prohibit the development, production, manufacture, possession, stockpiling, importation, exportation, transportation, transit, transshipment, transfer, or use of certain biological agents and toxins and of biological weapons. The bill will provide for the implementation in Zimbabwe of the United Nations Convention on the Prohibition of the Development, Production, and Stockpiling of Biological and Toxin Weapons and on their destruction in terms of the 10th of April 1972 and the Protocol for the Prohibition of the Use in the War of Poisonous and Other Gases of Biological Methods in terms of warfare. Under the provisions of the bill, it will be an offense for any person to encourage, assist, counsel, procure, incite, facilitate, or finance the use in any way of biological agents, toxins, or weapons. The bill further provides for the licensing of biological agents or toxins for any purpose. Any failure to comply with the conditions of the issued license will constitute an offense. Cabinet received and noted the report on the attendance at the 50th Independence Day celebrations in Maputo, Mozambique, by His Excellency the President, Dr. Idi Mnangagwa. His Excellency the President, Dr. Idi Mnangagwa, attended Mozambique's 50th Independence Anniversary celebrations in Maputo, Mozambique, on the 25th of June 2025. The celebrations were held under the theme 50 Years of Independence, Consolidating National Unity, Peace and Sustainable Development. The major highlights of the celebrations were the laying of wreaths at the monument of Mozambican heroes, the lighting of the eternal flame, and the solidarity message by the guest of honor and the President of the Republic of Tanzania, Her Excellency Samia Suluhu Hassan. The President of the Republic of Mozambique, His Excellency President Daniel Chapo, presided over the celebrations, which were also attended by delegations from the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic, South Africa, Guinea-Bissau, Portugal, among others. His Excellency the President, Dr. Idi Mnangagwa's presence at the celebrations affirmed and solidified the excellent relations between the two sister republics. Cabinet received and noted the report on the 113th session of the International Labour Organization. The Minister of Public Service, Labour and Social Welfare, Honorable Ed Kamoyo, led a Zimbabwean tripartite delegation to the conference held in Geneva, Switzerland, from the 2nd of June to the 13th of June 2025, during which he ascended to the presidents of the conference. Zimbabwe was the vice president to the conference at the 112th session in 2024. The minister, as the president of the organization, presided over the opening and closing sessions, the plenary sessions on the Director General's report, the chairperson of the governing body, and the high-level forum on the Global Coalition for Social Justice. The Zimbabwe tripartite delegation also held several bilateral meetings on the sidelines of the 113th session of the conference with the following: the Director of International Labour Standards, the Director of Employment, the Director of ILO Training Center, the Director of Governance, and the Minister of Labour from Qatar, and the Minister of Labour from Uganda. Zimbabwe also signed an MOU with Malawi in the fields of labour and employment, thereby enhancing cooperation. Cabinet received and noted a report on the 8th session of the Global Platform for Disaster Risk Reduction. The Minister of Local Government and Public Works, Honorable Daniel Garwe, led the Zimbabwe delegation to the 8th session of the Global Platform for Disaster Risk Reduction held in Geneva, Switzerland from the 2nd of June to the 6th of June 2025 under the theme Every Day Counts, Act for Resilience Today. The global platform, where participants took stock of progress, shared new knowledge and latest developments, discussed new trends in reducing disaster risk, and exchanged best practices, was attended by over 3,000 in-person participants from 164 countries, with nearly 600 participants joining virtually.